Hey, it's Nico Barrios here. You might have seen this new Ford on the roads. Very popular over the past few months. I've been seeing them everywhere. You might be wondering, well, what is that little thing? Well, here on Nico's New Rides, we're going to show you. It's the 2019 Ford EcoSport SE, and you get a lot of car for not that much price. So looking at this car, it is something outside of the norm. We've seen crossovers now for about a decade, but now we've got something in between the crossovers and cars. You'll see it's got a very short wheelbase and a profile like a crossover. That combination gives you great fuel economy without really sacrificing on all of the benefits that a crossover gives you. So this is only the second model year of the Ford EcoSport. It was introduced for the North American market in 2018, and it really fills a niche that almost didn't exist before it was introduced. It's a little smaller than something like the Ford Edge, but it's obviously bigger, more spacious, more cargo space than a car. And it's not called an EcoSport just for marketing purposes. It has an estimated 28 combined MPG. And you might be wondering, how do you get that out of a crossover? Well, Ford, they know what they're doing when it comes to fuel efficiency, because they have put in this model a 1-liter EcoBoost engine. And the EcoBoost is a really great technology. It allows for a ton of power to come out of a relatively small engine. And as a result, it consumes less fuel. As I said, this model has the 1-liter EcoBoost engine and has a front-wheel drive system. But there is an option on the EcoSport to get a 2-liter inline-4 EcoBoost engine. With that, you get access to Ford's intelligent 4-wheel drive system. So with the intelligent 4-wheel drive system, for the most part, on normal road conditions, you will be driving with just the front wheels to maximize fuel efficiency. However, whenever road conditions get icy, or maybe you're on a gravel road, the rear tires will suddenly start to get power to help you stay in control. And the best part about the intelligent 4-wheel drive system is it manages the torque to each individual wheel, so that way you're only giving it as much as it needs. And again, that helps keep you fuel efficient even when you're in 4-wheel drive. Another ingenious way that helps you save fuel is something called automatic engine start-stop, where whenever I come to a stop sign, for example, and I come to a complete stop, my foot's on the brake, the engine turns off. And whenever I take my foot off the brake, the engine starts up again. So in stop-and-go traffic, that's often heck on fuel efficiency. Not a problem with the EcoSport. One of the benefits, of course, of a crossover and an SUV versus a car is, of course, the cargo space. And despite its small size, the EcoSport is no slouch. It's got a side opening gate, which is pretty interesting for a vehicle of this type. And if you look here, there's plenty of room for whatever you're hauling. So getting groceries, bringing your kid's science project home, you've got room for it. And if for whatever reason, what you're hauling doesn't fit in that space, don't worry. The seats fold down. So as someone whose daily driver is a Ford Fiesta, I'm used to and I am most comfortable with low-to-the-ground, quick, responsive cars. And as someone with that experience, the EcoSport really impresses. It has, way better handling than you might expect from an SUV. And part of that, I think, comes from the fact it's on, as I said, a car's wheelbase, and it is lower to the ground than something like a Ford Explorer, which makes the driving experience way more responsive, way more comfortable and snappy than you might think. So even though the EcoSport is smaller than a full-sized SUV, that does not mean it is uncomfortable. As someone who has ridden in the back of many cars, because I'm the short guy, I often get shunted in the back. This is very comfortable, and there's plenty of room for your legs to stretch out. I'm 5'6", which is not tall, but I can imagine someone in the 6-foot range having a great time back here. So our Ford EcoSport as tested is an SE model, but there's 3 other trim levels. You have the base S, and then you have the SE. Then you can go up to the Titanium, which is Ford's name for the fancy version of their vehicles, but there's even one above that, the SES, which comes with that bigger engine, comes with a blacked out grille, tons of other stuff. It's a very bad looking car. Of course, as you go up in the trim levels, you go up in price, but our EcoSport SE is coming in around $24,000.